Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to another anniversary special sale report information thingamabob jiggy doodad. Today is going to be a little bit of a special one, as November 28th is Consolidated Outland, and there's really not a lot that they don't have on sale year-round. So I'm going to turn this into a 2-for-1. I'm going to do the 28th as well as the 29th because this is a pretty decently long one if I recall. Well, not necessarily, but there's a lot of information I could cover. So let's jump right into it. Consolidated Outland. Now, like I said, the Mustang Alpha, the Beta, the Gamma are always available. The Omega is never available and will not be available again. The Mustang Gamma is effectively the Mustang Omega that's available for everybody, but the Mustang Omega was a special promotion that came only with certain AMD video cards. The only place that you can get AMD Mustang Omega AMD Special Edition version ships are from the gray market at a hefty markup. Now, generally, these ships have a melt value of $55. And let me rephrase that. They have a $0 melt value, but a $55 CCU value. But under no circumstances should you CCU this ship. This is going to be one of the most rare ships in the game because the only way you could get this was through that special promotion. So, if you ever have a chance to get one of these cheap, and by cheap I mean under $100, because the cheapest I've seen one of these go, minus the super rare scenario that I got, it was like $100. $110 is the cheapest I've seen it so far. If you want to know more about my Mustang Omega and how I got it, check the video. I want to check one of my previous videos where I actually talk about never settling. It's in the title. You could probably just search it. If I can figure out how to put it in the video, I'll do that. So you can just kind of ignore me. But until then, check it out. Alright, so the first ship in the Consolidated Outland lineup that is rarely available and will be available is the Mustang Delta. I personally love the Delta. Mustang Delta. While it may not be able to go toe-to-toe with some of the military-specific ships, by reinforcing Mustang's already strong hull construction with Consolidated Outland's own line of cavalry-class mass-reduction armor, try saying that 5 times fast, the Delta has reduced cross-sectional signature at that evens the playing field. So that's kind of just a word salad. That doesn't really mean anything in terms of the cross-section. You still have the exact same cross-section. From my understanding, though, the cavalry class mass reduction armor does have some actual armor benefits. Now, it's nothing like the Super Hornet, as it even says. It's not going to go toe-to-toe with military-specific ships. But the Delta is actually quite a decent little guy. I actually really like it. I think this is one of the better starter ships, but it's not really in the starter ship class per se. So it has 2 size 1 mounts in the bottom, 2 size 2 mounts, but they're usually size 1's gimbaled. But then, as well, you also get these dumbfire rocket pods. Well, what does that mean? So a dumbfire rocket pod, think of it basically like a projectile, but explodes. So you fire these with, I think it's the alternate fire, which is right-click, and it just launches them. You do have a pips for it. If you're able to get someone in the pips and they land, they're not hugely powerful, but they're also not necessarily supremely weak. They actually give a good mix of punch and well, they actually have not that bad of a punch, I guess is what I'm really trying to say. I lost my train of thought halfway through, brain fart. On mine, I actually have 2 Sucker Punch on the front and 2 Badgers on the wing mounts. So that way I can take down the shields, do mainly hull damage, and then use the rocket pods. And it actually makes a pretty decent little loadout. Again, though, being a Mustang, it does not have the most HP. It is not the most durable ship, but it's also not a napkin. I mean, it's not much stronger than a napkin, but it is not a napkin. Here's that cavalry class mass reduction armor. It's those little plates there. And again, it's not as though like you're outfitting it completely with armor, but it does give you a slight armor advantage. The Mustang Delta, I believe, I don't even remember how much this bastard was. $65. So 65. That's actually not too terrible when you take everything into consideration. And as you see, the Omega was 55. But like I said, if you ever got your hands on a Mustang Omega and you CCU'd it, that would be a terrible mistake. Now, admittedly, the Omega is not the best ship. Not by any means. It's a decent racer, not the best racer. It's a decent racer, but again, it's given the fact of just how rare these are. So don't give these up if you can. If you can come across one, get it. Just for the sake of saying, I've got a super rare ship. And then, rounding out the Consolidated Outland ships, boy, wasn't that a lot? Oof, I'm exhausted. The Pioneer. Oh, it'd probably help if I clicked on it, huh? So, the Game Changer. After their auspicious debut with the Mustang, Consolidated Outland has gone and changed the game again with the reveal of the Pioneer. This self-contained mobile construction yard is capable of creating planetary modular structures, ushering a new wave of aspiring colonists to customize their new homes on the frontier. Now, not a whole lot is known. There's some information known about the Pioneer, as as I stated, this is the game changer that they've been talking about for half the year. It's a construction ship. It's a colony construction ship in the sense that it can create outposts. So the outposts that we've been seeing in CitizenCon and GamesCon demos, the Riari, Crusader, Shubin, those outposts you'll be able to create and place with this ship. Now, it's a damn expensive ship. It is a $750 ship. But it's capital class. This is a gigantic ship. So this is like the engine room here. It's supposed to go for that really powerful, industrialized type of feel. I believe these are the crew quarters. In fact, you can see a person right there sleeping. There's another bed right there. I'm not sure what these containers are. This is, I think, the bridge. Nope. That's I think the like cafeteria game room possibly. The bridge is this. So this is what the bridge is going to look like. Kind of a like Star Trek feel, you know, because you got like that upper portion. I'd have to assume the captain will probably be sitting in or around this area, possibly maybe up here with all the navigation and the map table or map hologram. Doesn't look like that's on a table to me. And this is going to be kind of a view looking in where the construction's going on. You're going to have like these little areas and walkarounds, and you're basically, as long as you have the materials, you'll be able, and you're on a flat enough surface, you'll be able to plop down a area outpost. Wow, total brain fart. Could not think of what those were called for a sec. And here's a picture of it being built. And this is like apparently what it's going to look like once it's like flying. So there's also a little landing pad on there. These will open up. The construction will occur in this little center structure. The bridge, I think, is either right up here or it's somewhere in this vicinity. I think that's the bridge. It almost looks like that would be where you'd be flying it from. But it is a huge ship. This thing is like 200 meters at least. I mean, it's big. It is big. I guess there's a bunch of size 4 cannons on there. Some other distortion cannons. Size 3. So, I mean, that thing's probably going to have some power behind it. I do have one of these. I'm interested to see how this further fleshes out. And again, this is currently $750. I'll show you just in case you don't believe me. Oh, it's not even up there. Probably given its price and because it's new, it would be situated right about here. So that's the Pioneer. That's Consolidated Outland. Boy, my tongue does not like that manufacturer. So that's the 28th. Coming up next, we're going to do is the 29th, which is Robert Space Industries. Now, Robert Space Industries arguably has some of the more iconic, more recognizable ships. There's the Constellation Aquila, however you want to pronounce it, and then there's the Polaris. The Polaris is a nimble corvette-class capital ship that packs a powerful punch with a full armament of turrets and torpedoes. Intended for use as both a naval patrol ship and to serve as the flagship of militia operations, Polaris have the capacity to perform search and rescue operations, light strike missions, and general security patrols. The Polaris includes the facilities to repair, rearm, and refuel a single fighter, light bomber, or support ship. So the Polaris is going to have a lot of firepower. It's got these torpedo pods, torpedo tubes. I think it's torpedo tubes. Got these torpedo tubes. I believe you have 4 of them. And I think you've got a total of like 24. So size 10, 7 per rack, 28. So you're going to have 28 size 10 torpedoes. This is a capital ship killer. This is a capital ship serial killer. It's also going to have a couple of size 5 turrets, a couple of size 4 turrets, a couple of other size 4 turrets, possibly with different weapons, 16 size 2 missiles. Or no, size 3. So yeah, so again, this is going to be a hell of a missile boat. You know, if you want to get yourself something that is kind of a capital ship light, the Polaris might be for you. Now, keep in mind, you are not going to want to fly this solo. This is a big ship meant for multi-crew operations. I hope they don't go the route of the Retaliator and make it where the pilot has nothing but torpedoes to fire, because that would be super duper lame. The Polaris is such a cool ship. I was actually eyeing one for the longest time, but came to the realization I would never be able to crew it alone. It does have a hangar on the top of it, as you can see in this picture here, which can support about a Gladius-sized fighter, just one. So again, capital ship light. I do believe you'll be able to have a good amount of people in it, though. Crew capacity, minimum crew is 6. Max crew of 14. So, that tells me that there's at least 6 stations that you'd want to man at all times to be at least operational. 14 to be able to operate nominally. Again, the Polaris is $750. It's not cheap. But again, it is capital class corvette, and it's a capital serial killer. It's a capital ship serial killer. I mean, this thing 24 Size 10s? I have to imagine really only 2 to 4 of those types of missiles will, or armaments will probably take down some pretty large ships. I mean, again, that's speculation. We don't know. We don't have them in game yet. But mark my words, 2 to 4 are going to have capital ships having quite the bad day. We got the Aurora ES, which is available. The Ursa Rover. Now, I covered the Ursa Rover on the ground vehicles section. I'm just going to go over it quickly in case you didn't catch that or didn't see it because it's not something you are interested in. Basically, the Ursa Rover, it's a rapid deployment vehicle for the UEE Marines. It is civilian all-terrain. It's a civilian class all-terrain vehicle built for exploring planet side. It has 2 size 1s on it on a turret. Can fit 2 people in the front and I believe 2 to 4 in the back, and it can also hold some cargo in the back. It's got 6 wheels. It generally goes for about $50, and if you have a ship that's large enough to carry it, but don't have an Ursa Rover, now's your chance. Now you can get yourself a Rover. It's about the size of a Constellation cargo area. If you've never seen a Constellation, just go online and ask. More than likely someone will be flying around and will be happy to show it to you. If you don't have anything that'll hold an Ursa, you can always check for on the Cyclones and those different models, again, which I referenced in the ground vehicles and alien ships video not too long ago. So that's the Ursa Rover, obviously from RSI, had to just briefly touch on it. The Andromeda, usually available all year. The Aurora LX. So, be proud of your roots with the brand new Aurora Deluxe, built for the discerning pilot who never forgets where he or she came from. The LX features patent leather interior to guarantee comfort for those long stretches in the deep black. Now, I, in all good conscience, cannot suggest picking up an Aurora LX. From my understanding, the Aurora LX only has... Oh, it's got 2 sets of size 1s. M3A. Oh, no, it don't. Okay, so it has the ability to take more, but it doesn't have them. So this, much like the regular Aurora, only has 2 size 1 M3A laser cannons on there. Now, unless you're a collector and you want to get the LX, or if you got a thing for the luxury ships, the Aurora LX is really not going to be good for much. It will be able to do a little bit of cargo with the store all box, which is specific to the Aurora line, but I wouldn't carry much. You know, the Aurora is a very easy target. It has the durability of a wet napkin in a windstorm, especially if you're going up against anybody who's basically in any ship that's better. And when I say better, I mean has better weapons, better armor, which can even be an Aurora LN. An Aurora LN is going to give you a run for your money in this. It would be a safe bet. So again, unless you're collecting luxury ships or for some reason you really want this one, I personally cannot suggest buying it. The Aurora MR, the Mercantile, I think that's what it is, also available year-round. This is usually the first ship most people play with. CL, the Clipper, this is the Aurora, again, also for year-round, which is specifically, I think, for cargo. The Aurora LN, again, also good year-round, but this is the Legionnaire, that's what LN stands for, and if you want a fighter and you have an MR, throw the extra 10, 15 bucks in, get the LN, you will not regret it. It'll be so much better. You're actually going to have a fighting chance at doing some of the missions. You're not going to be invincible, but this will give you a good platform of starting off on. This is the best starter ship, in my opinion, that's currently available. Constellation Taurus, also available year-round, so not going to touch it. Constellation Phoenix. So, a dedicated luxury spacecraft with a discerning star captain. The Constellation Phoenix can be operated as an organization command ship and features a luxurious redesigned interior. Includes a hidden sensor-dampened area for your most precious cargo. The Phoenix comes with a Lynx rover and a Kruger P-72 Archimedes fighter. So much like the Andromeda and the Aquila come with the Merlin, the Constellation Phoenix comes with the Archimedes, the P-72. And again, much like the Aquila, which comes with the Ursa Rover, the Phoenix comes with a Lynx rover. Now, there's still speculation as to what the Lynx is, but with the Phoenix going into production within the coming months, I'm sure we will start to get more information on what the Lynx is and what it'll be doing. Now, one of the things about the Constellation Phoenix is this is also a limited ship, much like the 890 Jump. This was the first ship to have a point defense system on it. If you're unfamiliar, a point defense system basically will, in the real world, shoots down incoming missiles and fighters. So I'd have to assume the point defense system is going to be some sort of automatic turret, but comes standard on the Constellation Phoenix. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty effing sweet. If you've seen my videos, you'll know I have a Phoenix, and I can't wait for them to get this up and in game. Yeah, I mean, this thing is awesome. It's got gimbaled size 5 weapon, so it's size 4, and they are the M6A laser cannons. So basically, if you've ever flown an Andromeda, you basically know the weapon loadout that this is going to have. But again, with the addition of that point defense system, and with it being able to run VIP missions, it is a highly sought after ship. And given the fact that it is also limited, 9 out of 10 shot, there are not going to be CCUs to it. So you have to use money to get to it, and these will not last very long, especially given the fact that they have 60-month insurance. That's 5 years. I mean, that's basically LTI. You know, there's not a whole lot of games that you play for 5 years. I mean, there are. Not a lot. So, I mean, 5 years, that's, in essence, lifetime insurance, I think, for most people. Unless you're like me, to which that's just the beginning. And awesome. Screw you, Windows 10. That startled me. So that's the Constellation Phoenix. And last but not least, the Orion. I guess I got confused. I thought RSI had a lot more, but now that I think about it, a bunch of those ships are just there year-round. But I thought there was another. I guess not. The site would know. Roberts Space Industries' goal has always been to make the stars available to individual citizens. Now, with the RSI Orion mining platform, RSI is letting individuals take over a process formerly controlled by megacorporations. The Orion's features include high-grade turret-mounted tractor beam arrays, plenty of mineral storage, and a cabin designed by the team that brought you the Aurora and Constellation. The listed cargo capacity is only for the dedicated cargo room and does not account for the mined material capacity in the storage pods, which will be detailed later. So I believe what they mean are these large cubes, these rectangles that are out on like this oscillating area. I think that's where you store the minerals that you mine with the big nami nom nom jaw mouth thing over here with all the lights. I know that there are lasers, and there's like the gears that will like crunch up mineral and ore, and then you suck it in, and I believe you're able to possibly even refine those materials on the ship. I heard a rumor of that, so it's not confirmed, but that could definitely be an interesting, addition if they do decide to put that into the ship as well. Now, again, not a whole lot known. The ship has been in concept for quite a while, but it does have what looks to be a possible max size 5. So dual size 5 mounts, and there's 2. So effectively, you would have 2 mounts of 2 size 5 weapons. Now, those could be the mining lasers. Let's see what this says. Tractor beam. Nope. So the mining lasers and the tractor beam are actually right there. So it looks like you do, in fact, at least have 2 size 5 weapons on 2 mounts. So 4 size 5 weapons altogether. 2 on each mount, 2 mounts. Yeah. See, I can math sometimes. And so I believe. Oh no! It's not time to wrap up yet. Let me give you the price. The Orion, I believe, is $325. Ding 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 ding. So if you were interested in doing mining, and you wanted to go the RSI route, you could pick up the Orion for $325, 5 years insurance. And in case I didn't say it previously, which I just thought of, the Phoenix is $350. Constellation Phoenix. I don't recall if I had stated that or not. So just for the record, the Phoenix is usually about $350. Also with the 5-year or 60-month insurance, however you want to count it. Yeah, that's really about it. So, that'll wrap up the Consolidated Outland and Robert Space Industries, November 28th and November 29th, respectively. Again, Consolidated Outland, November 28th, Robert Space Industries, November 29th, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm sorry, I keep having a brain fart. I keep having like these really great things to say, and then right as I'm about to say them, they just disappear. So apologies about that. It's been a long day at work. So I think that'll wrap it up for this special 2-day edition. I didn't feel it was right just doing Consolidated Outland, as that was just all of 2 ships, and I thought RSI had more. I thought there was at least 3 more, but I'm definitely brain farting left and right. Brain toast intolerant or something today. I don't know. So I think that'll wrap it up for today's video. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more of these videos, more of the series, let me know down below. If you have ideas for things that you'd like to see covered, also put those down there. Or if you just have a question, a comment, what's your favorite ship? Tell me. I always go back, I always go through the comments, I always try to respond as quickly as possible. YouTube apparently loves not telling me when you guys are commenting, so I literally have to physically go back manually through every video and every comment to see which one I haven't liked and commented back on. So if you did ask a question and I haven't gotten back to you, please give me time. I am getting around to it. Like I said, there's a lot of comments. And in my normal days, I am quite busy, so it's quite a game to try to juggle everything. Thank you very much for watching, all you beautiful bastards out there. You have yourselves a wonderful day. This has been Will. Peace.